What is going on, guys? My name is Amos and welcome to the ultimate C programming tutorial. Now, this series of videos is going to be your gateway to the exciting and dynamic world of the C programming language, an essential skill for anyone looking to dive deep into the realms of software development, system programming, and embedded systems. Now, as we embark on this journey through the intricacies of C, we'll explore its rich history, versatile features, and its enduring relevance in the ever-evolving landscape of technology. Whether you are a beginner eager to learn your first programming language or an experienced coder seeking to add C to your toolkit, this course will provide you with the knowledge and skills you need to excel in the world of C programming. Now, let's talk about the history of the C programming language. Now, C was developed in the early 1970s by Dennis Ritchie at Bell Labs, and his creation paved the way for the modern computing era. It served as the foundation for operating systems like Unix and continues to influence languages such as C++, known as the successor of the C language, and C#, and even the development of the Linux kernel. Now, C evolved from another programming language, B, which was also developed at Bell Labs. And in 1978, Brian Kenigan and Dennis Ritchie published the C programming language. Now, this is a book, and it is known, it has different names, depending on how people want to describe it. It is also known as the C Bible or the K&R C programming book. Now, this is one of the most influential programming books out there for C programming. And of course, it was co-authored by Dennis Ritchie and Brian Kenigan. Dennis Ritchie, who was the developer of the C programming language. The American National Standards Institute provided a standardized and portable version of the C language, and then the result was ANSI C. And ANSI C was later adopted as an international standard by ISO, which is International Organization for Standardization. This led to what is known as ISO C in 1989. Now, understanding C not only grants you access to a powerful language, but also provides insight into the roots of modern computing. Now, why learn C? Now, the first reason is going to be portability. We want to be able to write code that can run on different computer systems or environments with minimal modifications. Another reason is that C is an efficient programming language. Now, C makes it possible for low-level manipulation, making it suitable for system programming, where you need that control over hardware resources. And now, C is going to teach us some of the most important concepts that we will need to be able to go far in our technology journey and our learning of programming languages and basically how things work. And C is also taught as an introductory language due to its simplicity and the foundational concepts it teaches. Now, what are you going to learn in this series of videos? So first of all, we're going to talk about the fundamental concepts. So we'll talk about the basic syntax, data types, control structures, such as the loops, the if statements, and the switch case, and many, many more. We'll also talk about functions and of course, other concepts that are going to be very, very important for us to be able to move to more complex topics, such as talking about structures, dynamic memory management, and debugging. We'll also talk about file handling, and we'll also talk about memory management. Now, throughout this course, you will work on practical coding projects, enabling you to apply what you've learned in real-world scenarios. Now, in this in this series of videos, I'm going to be using Visual Studio Code. Now, you have a number of options basically for us to be able to create, run, and and work with this C programming language. We basically need two things. We need an IDE or a text editor and a compiler. Now, throughout the series of videos, I'm going to be using the most awesome and the most beautiful Visual Studio Code developed by Microsoft. Of course, you have a number of options out there. You can use code blocks. Now, let me just take a moment to show you guys some of the options that are made available to you guys, right? Now I want you guys to open up your favorite web browser. Now I'm using Google Chrome. So first of all, you're going to navigate to this site. It is codeblocks.org/downloads/binaries. And then now if you're on a Windows machine, you basically have these options. So I want you guys to go for the option that is going to, which is going to which is going to say, so code blocks, and then we have the version. So like for example, this one is code blocks 20.03. I want you guys to go and grab the one which has mingw. So this is going to provide the compiler. This is going to give you guys the IDE as well as the compiler, so that you don't have to go places and look for the compiler. So this is going to give you everything in one download. And make sure you get the setup.exe file, which is the setup and which is the executable file, which is going to going to be recognized on your Windows operating system and as an executable file. Right, so this is your first option. So code blocks is going to be an IDE. So with this, you don't need the text editor and the compiler. Once you download this one, grab this one which has the MING, which is the mingw, which is going to give you the GCC compiler that is going to be used. Of course, the GCC is going to be a collection of a number of compilers for many languages. We are interested in C. This is going to help you compile your C code and produce an output, right? So you basically have to go for this one. So you have where you can download it from. So you can either download it from ForceHub or sourceforge.net. So any of those should give you guys what you need. And now if you are like me and you want to use the most awesome Visual Studio Code, which is a lightweight text editor, you basically have to navigate to this URL, code.visualstudio.com/downloads. Now if you're on a Windows machine, you click on this Windows 10 on this button here, of course with the Windows logo on top. If you are on a Linux, you have options here, and if you are on a Mac, you are having you have these options, right? And of course, this is going to give you only going to give you the text editor. If you need to compile your C code, you need to download the mingw toolkit. So you basically have to navigate to this URL, sourceforge.net projects/mingw. So this is going to lead you to this page, and you can basically click the most awesome, the happy download button that is going to start the download of the compiler. So I'll do another video where I'll show you the installation process and all that, but basically this is where you can get your you can get your resources. So you can either go for code blocks, which is going to be the IDE. It gives you everything in one go, or you can be like me and download the most awesome Visual Studio Code. And of course, code blocks is also awesome, and it is also beautiful. It's just an issue of personal preference, right? So you grab your Visual Studio, but bear in mind that this only gives you the code editor. For you to be able to get the compiler, you have to install this minimalist GNU for Windows, right? And of course, I'm on a Windows machine. That is why you hear me talk a lot about Windows. And I'll provide a detailed video that is going to help you guys install these these tools on your system, so that you guys don't run into problems, right? Now, is this video only going to be about the introduction? No, we are also going to look at we are also going to run our first C program. Now I'm going to explain the structure of a C program in a few moments from now, but basically let's first of all try to look at how everything is working. Now I'm going to go back to my most awesome Visual Studio and let us see what we can do. Right, so I prepared little notes for you guys, these little notes, and I'm going to make them available to you so that you guys can be able to go through these most amazing notes. So first of all, we want to go to the Explorer, and we have to create, for us to be able to write our C program, or for us to be able to write our C code, we need to create a file that is going to contain the C code. Now we're going to click on this create file button, create file icon, and I'm going to create I'm going to call the name of the file is going to be hello. Now for it to be recognized as a C file, we have to provide the extension .c. Now, once that is done, the file is going to be created, and check it out. Our most awesome Visual Studio Code has actually recognized that we are using C, all right? We are using the C programming language over here, where we have the C, right? So now, to be able to create our first C, our first C program, we first of all need to, now this program is going to only, print out something to the screen. We're going to print out the most traditional hello world statement to the screen. Now, for us to be able to do that, there are a few things that we have to, to include in this program. I'll explain what each of these is, in a few moments from now. So let me just try to help you guys with, writing everything. All right, I'm going to explain what this does in a moment. All right, stdio.h. What did we do wrong here? Oh, I see. So we want to say include. Now that looks good. Include stdio.h header file. And then we want to say int main. Don't worry, guys. I want you to pay attention to only one line of code. All right, to only one line of code, and ignore the rest. I'll explain what it does later. So now we want to be able to print out the most traditional hello out to the console. What we're going to do is that we are going to use the puts function. So the puts function is actually what is going to help us to print out something to the screen, and we want to print out hello world. So we're going to say hello world. So now we have to compile this program. So I'm going to save. Now, as you can see, my terminal is already opened. I'm going to show you guys how you can open a new terminal window and all that in another video where we're going to look at installation and all that. So we basically have to compile our C program. So a compiler is going to translate this human readable this human readable code, which is also known as a source code, into something that the machine is going to, something that the CPU can work on, or something that the CPU can try to run. All right, so we basically, this step is very, very important for us. So we basically have to first of all compile the C program. So we are going to say gcc, and then we provide the name of the file. So we are going to say hello. Now let me just show you guys what is going to happen here. So I want you guys to pay attention to this, Explorer section. So the name of the file that I want to compile is hello.c. So I'll pass in my hello.c. Now, once I press enter, you're going to see, once we give it some time to compile, you're going to see that a new file has been created. It is the a.executable file. So this is the file that we are supposed to run if we are to see the output on the screen. So we have to go // and then we provide our a here, because that is the name. You ignore the executable, the extension that it has. You just have to write the a. So we are supposed to see our hello world. Boom, we see the hello world on the screen. Now you can also provide a custom name to this executable file that is generated. So you can basically say gcc hello gcc. So we provide the name of the file that we want to compile. So it is the hello.c file, and then we want to say -o. So here we can now provide the custom name to the output file, or to the executable file. So I'm going to call it hello, because the file that I'm compiling is hello. So that so that the names match. Of course, you can call it anything that you want here. It's not going to be a problem. You just have to remember the name of the executable file. Now, if I press the most wonderful enter key, and of course, I'm going to clear my terminal window so that it does not get bloated. And now I'm supposed to, so it is going to be // and then the name of the output file. So we can see that the output file has been created. It is the hello.executable file. So I'm going to, try to type that here. So for a // hello, and if I press the most awesome enter key, we get the expected result, hello world. So this is how you can print hello world to the screen. Now, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.